Okay, have you seen that fake dressage stuff where they like it's like horse dressage but with like a toy horse and they're like so
What
serious
do you
about
call those? Is that a hobby horse? Is
hobby
that what
horse.
that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I want that on ESPN every day.
I mean, because I've seen like the competitive air guitar,
Yeah.
and it's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah. There's the US
But I
Hobby
see
Horse
competitive air
Championships.
guitar, and I'm like, oh, that's sick.
Almont, Michigan, August 2nd, 20. Should we do a live episode from there? There's a flat horse that the class is judged on how well your horse behaves at the walk, trot, or canter. Hunter Jumper is on style. Slow
You
jumping.
put like an angry face on your horse, and
So like I felt bad until I saw an adult doing this. Like it was all kids pictures. Then I got to Western Trail and it's this dude. No, I can't. It's the dude in like a
I
cowboy
draw
hat.
the angry face on the horse and go out there and act like he's a bucking bronco. And whoa!
Oh my god, we should do that. Hobby horse rodeo. Market. That's our new idea. Hey everybody.
a whole new.
Always.
Go ahead, Nate. Better be funny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey. Okay, alright. Hey everybody.
Just let Ben get his own way.
Yeah, I know. Welcome back to another episode of Rum and Cinema. Today we're looking at the movie Nate picked, his favorite movie of the year, Mad God, now streaming on AMC Plus and Shudder. And today I'm joined by my guests, Nate and Jake. Nate, what do you have to say for yourself?
I feel bad that I finally recommended a bad movie.
Oh, finally, I was doing a lot of lifting on that sentence. I gotta tell you what. Jake, how are you?
You know, I finished watching Mad God, and I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't sitting down only focused on Mad God. I was for 5 minutes, and then the eye started to wander. I started to wander. Right? I didn't do a 100% honest viewing of this movie, but I think that's defendable because this movie didn't capture my interest.
Man. Just don't get it, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a short episode, I think. We're gonna talk about Mad God for a little bit. We're gonna go over the plot, probably. I'm gonna let Nate
And
figure
that'll
that out.
take.
We're going to talk
Yeah.
about the production.
Oh, it's gonna be very Dave Made a Maze, which is uploading
well-
as we speak.
Yeah, I don't know. I think plot wise for this movie, this movie's largely a visual experience.
100%.
It's kind of like when we did Dave Made a Maze, right?
Mhm.
It's like we can't really tell you about the plot because okay, and then this happens, and then this happens, and it's just wacky and goofy. The point of it is for you to see the visual aspect of it, and Mad God is the same way.
Which I will tell you, Mad God had some of the best stop motion I've ever seen in my life. I thought the attention to detail was amazing. I loved the way that the camera moved within the world and how the world had like depth. Like there was foreground elements, background elements. He did
Yes.
that really well. I would love to see.
A lot of positive elements from this movie. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna start by mentioning
my-
this, and we're gonna end by mentioning this, and then
I-
we can shit on it in the middle.
Yeah, it's called a sandwich, Nate. Haven't you ever worked in retail?
I saw some discussion that said if the creator had a writer paired up with a writer and editor, this might have been
Yeah.
one of the most incredible animated movies of all time.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. The elements were there. If
Yeah.
if a writer of Saw decided that a Pixar movie was what he wanted to make, this would be it, and it would be fucking awesome. But
I think
instead,
he's more depressed than that.
no, I think so. A couple interviews I saw, he grew up watching like King Kong and a couple other like stop motion puppety style older movies, and he really liked the style of that. And then there were some cartoons he enjoyed that were like not Disney, like Popeye more, that were kind of like less utopian and more just like realistic. And I think that's what
Yeah.
he drew upon for this movie. Jake and I were talking before you got on about a YouTuber we watched. Can't remember the name. Sorry. We get less views than you, so don't worry about it.
You don't do that.
You're gonna miss out on your, I don't know what our click through rate would be.
Well, they're already
But we'll
gone.
be generous and assume you're missing out on one viewer.
Yeah, I was gonna say they already clicked off this episode. The
I mean, I might go watch it after if you remembered.
I'll send you it. Yeah, for sure.
If you just YouTube search Mad God analysis, it's either the first or the second
Yeah.
result.
Yeah, he said that the movie is based on pain, and he goes into this whole diatribe about how pain cannot be explained. It like doesn't have a vocal. It doesn't have a vocabulary. Pain doesn't have a vocabulary that we know. It's like it's in us before we know language, and that's why
It's primordial.
Yes, thank you. That's why they use like monkey noises and babies crying throughout the whole movie to represent pain, because the whole movie is us experiencing the characters' pains in very weird, horrific ways sometimes. Every YouTube video I watched was like, this video contains graphic, disturbing images.
Yeah.
And I was like, some of them, yeah. But I did really enjoy the look and feel of the movie. But like Jake said, I could have done with just 10 minutes and been fine. I'd be like, yep. Give me the last
it's
10
funny.
minutes of the movie. I watched that today. I like had 13 minutes left and I watched that and I was fine. I feel like I get it.
The last act of this movie almost looks like a different movie.
Mm-hmm.
Once they go into the
Go ahead,
like,
explain it.
the lab,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Once the assassin,
absolutely.
as they're called in IMDb, gets taken.
Yeah. It's funny. I think my like review of someone asked me about this was like before I finished the last 30 minutes today was like I was really enjoying it for the first like 20 minutes, and then I started to lose interest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as soon as it hit live action, I like wasn't interested anymore at all. And then watching the last 10 minutes, I did quite enjoy the last 10 minutes as well.
Yeah, like the Big Bang
again,
stuff.
it's like
and,
a couple short films worth of like really good stuff. I think like solidly the middle 30 minutes was just unwatchable. Like
it's too much of the same. And I get that it's visually extremely impressive.
Mhm.
But without a narrative, without dialogue, it didn't keep my attention and I got bored.
Yeah. I think the first 30 minutes or so, well, first there's like the anticipation as this is going to also count as my plot summary. So the first almost like, well, there's a little vignette at the beginning, and then a reading of Leviticus. That's really hard to read. For the record.
Unbelievable.
I was when it started, I'm like, I'm trying to read it, and then I'm like, well, the voiceover will surely read it for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nope,
Like,
no
we don't do
voiceover.
that.
Yeah, much like the
But
rest
yeah,
of this movie, we're not going to help you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, then the next like at least 5, but I would guess 10 minutes is a capsule descending through all these little scenes, getting deeper and deeper into this underworld, and it really builds a sense of atmosphere. And I was like the whole time trying to figure out what the story is, like what we're seeing as we're descending, what's going on. I was like, is this hell? Is this whatever? And then the pod lands and we see like 10 different scenes, and they are incredible, honestly. Like they're like, I would watch that again. And then the main character, the assassin, gets out of the pod and starts walking through this world of nightmares, and another 10 minutes or so of just going from cool little place to cool place, seeing horror scenes. And again, that whole time I was like trying to figure out what this is supposed to mean. I think there's pretty clear like visual analogies. Like when we get to like the factory, I think that's, trying to say things about modern society, and with a pretty bleak view. And then the assassin gets to his goal, which is like to drop this bomb. And probably, I will say, like, I think this is enjoyable. Like when he gets down there and I see a glove that looks a lot like his glove, and then it pans up and it's just, sorry to jump back slightly, in the factory, we're just seeing like people die in repetitive ways. Like these little clay automatons are being created and walking into this factory and just dying in myriad different ways, and no one cares. Everyone's just doing it over and over. When it gets to the bottom and he walks into this level that's just a sea of briefcases like his own. And I was like, oh, he's just doing this on repeat too.
Mm-hmm.
I really was like, okay, I'm in. Like, I do not feel bad about this. And then just like dove off a cliff.
Yeah.
Narrative. Like, there was never a narrative, but I was like interested. I was like, what is this trying to do? And I just lost interest after he gets captured. And we start getting into the weird live action parts. There's like an actor who, I don't know, maybe he's the mad god, maybe he's not. It's very weird and just like, it gets cringy to me. It goes from like atmospheric horror with no narrative to just weird cringe with bad narrative.
Yeah, that guy is called The Last Man. That's his title.
Mm.
Yeah, I think like you said, the beginning and I think the ending have a little bit of a narrative, and then the middle is just getting there, I guess, trying to.
Well, I would describe the beginning doesn't have a narrative, but it's like you can try to come up with a narrative.
That's it. Yeah.
And the middle tried to have a narrative and it was bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was unclear, but it seemed like it was going for some kind of story, and it was bad because like it's not accomplishing its goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the whole first act, there is no narrative, but there's mystery.
And there's emotion.
Yeah,
There's like he's descending all the time.
Yep, and he's like traveling through this world. You're like, what is he doing? What's with the briefcase? Why is the world like this?
There's a purpose.
And everything is interesting. Like, every scene you see, like, stuff's happening. They're doing something. You're like, oh my god, why are they doing this?
Yeah. And then they just attack for 40 minutes and basically just do
the surgery scene actually, like, I think did psychic damage to me. After like 2 minutes of it, I was like, oh my god, are we still doing
and then
this?
they start to drill his brain. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my god. I hated it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I watched it during lunch. It was a good time.
And after that, we start with when it cut to the last man, I started falling asleep last night, and I fell asleep and fully missed the last half hour of the movie.
Not the movie's fault entirely, but kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Visually speaking, have you seen a movie that looks like the stop motion of this? I can't think of another movie with like, I can't really explain it. It's like the smoothest, most realistic movement in stop motion I've ever seen. Like, usually stop motion, you can kind of like tell it's kind of herky jerky, or like the movement isn't as natural, but like they put in real live actors at some points in the movie, and you can't always tell when that is.
There were some times, especially I think with the nurses,
Yes.
where for a second I'm like, is this stop motion or not?
Yeah.
When the feet, I thought maybe.
Yes.
And then it's so every once in a while also in this film, it looked more traditional stop motion for like little movements, and it stood out to me then because you'd see that and you'd be like, oh, it stood out when it had little flashes of traditional stop motion.
Yeah.
Which just speaks to how good and how smooth it normally was.
Yeah, it started off as 3, let me pull it up. It was 3 short films, I believe, which is kind of interesting that, Nate, you said it felt like a couple short films, because it literally was.
Yeah, I mean, the first, second, like, yeah, you can split it up into basically 3 movies that have very little to do with each other.
Yeah, he released 3 short clips of the movie, which made up about half of the full version.
Man, I want to go watch those, honestly. I just want to see where the cuts are.
Yeah. A lot of work was done on Saturdays by students who wanted to get some filmmaking experience. The scene with the mountain of dead soldiers was done by melting of thousands of little army men together on a wire. It took 6 people 3 years to make it. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's super cool to me.
Yeah, just like, knowing how much work went into this.
Yeah.
And the detail is impressive. It's just not a movie.
No. The script was 12 pages long, if that helps you at all. The original script.
Oh, that's funny.
The original script, I should say. There is a Wilhelm scream.
It almost just feels like an art piece, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Like a modern art piece.
I was talking to my wife, and I said, how did this movie make $300,000? She goes, do you know how many museums probably put that up all the time in their like modern art exhibit and just run it? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. It's probably true.
It'd be cool to walk by. And you would
Yes.
sit there in the museum and watch it for an hour and a half.
100%. Like I went to the Academy Museum when I lived in LA a couple times, and that would be a perfect exhibit. In one of the rooms where like they have the people outside that's like, it's kind of messed up in there, but if you want to take a look, and you have just like different scenes on walls and the little figurines there that you can see, like that would be rad. But I don't know if they ever
Yeah.
did that. It was in a lot of like Freak Fest. Like Austin has a horror film festival that did really well there. But yeah, it did.
Yeah, and again, I mean, yeah, like I guess the surgery scene leans more into the horror. Like
Yeah.
the beginning, it's not a scary movie, but there's like grotesque horror. But like, yeah, a lot of it is very interesting and dynamic. There's some gross out stuff that I really didn't enjoy, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
It felt like the substance kind
not
of
for
like,
the light of heart. Definitely don't recommend this if you get grossed out.
yeah, it was like the
I
substance
feel like it
level
was
horror.
better because it's stop motion.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
It almost seems a little more cartoony, so it makes it more palatable. Because I would describe this movie as grotesque, but I was never like, oh God.
Yeah.
So
Same.
I think the fact that it's kind of the stop motion animation does make it more palatable. But given what they were doing, they were doing grotesque things. There were grotesque creatures.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely some weird shit in this movie.
Yeah.
But
It was like Guillermo del Toro had a fever dream, and like this is what came out of it, and he would have thrown it away.
what percentage of this movie? So this movie's an hour and 23.
Mhm.
There were some live action parts, but hardly any. And some of that 83 minutes is credits.
Mhm.
If you take that 83 minutes, this movie was stop motion 24 frames per second. That's about 120,000 stills.
Wow.
So maybe once you take out the time for the credits and the little bit of live action, it's about 100,000 stills went into
That's
this.
crazy.
Madness.
That's unbelievable. Like, I know we say every frame's a painting, and like that's a famous thing, but like literally every frame of this was a painting. Like he made 100,000 pieces of art and put them together, and I think that's what people appreciate, and that's what I appreciate. But like the narrative part, awful.
Yes, you like respect it without totally enjoying it.
Exactly.
Which I would say, like, I would go and watch like 2 or 3 clips of this, like 5 minutes long. I would enjoy watching them again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I would share them with people.
Yeah,
Like this
4,
is wild.
maybe 4 or 5.
Look at this part.
Yeah, exactly.
The
I mean, like 4
people
or 5
like
parts,
getting shocked while they were like pooping their brains out. That was pretty funny. That's the thumbnail.
didn't even include that one in my list.
I made the thumbnail that, so that's why it's on my list. But like the way that the assassin moved was really interesting. I really liked like his look and style. Like I'd buy that action figure. That was cool.
Yeah.
The assassin, the last man, and then the live action character with the long fingernails that was making the map. He was the witch.
The witch. I did like his look too. It was like the Spanish flu like healer
Plague
look.
Doctor.
Yeah, plague doctor. Thanks.
Yeah.
2020. Just an RFK Jr. mask now.
He probably thinks that shit works.
He probably thinks it's a real life movie. This is what the inside of your body looks like when you have a vaccine.
That was so Ben mentioned that theory from that one YouTuber who
Yeah.
shall go unnamed. Was that this movie was about pain. Another one I saw, and they really enjoyed the movie. Their theory was that this movie represented the human body.
Oh, no, thank you.
And it was a representation of all the negative things that our negative personality traits and our violent urges and whatever inclinations we have, and we try and change it, but it's futile. And those faceless clay workers were blood cells, and they're sacrificing themselves. So a little bit of that made sense, but again, I don't know. I'm not sold. I don't know why so many people seem to love this movie.
I think I don't know how into like high art film you are, either of you, but I dabble. I dip my toe. The more into it you get, the more you realize people like that exist. That you're like, how the fuck did you like this movie? And they like talk themselves into this story you didn't even see, and like you can kind of see what they're talking about, but you're like, nah, I don't buy it. And then that's it. They see something that you don't.
I'm gonna defend that for a second because as Jake described the body thing, and I went, "Ew, no," and then he started talking. I was like, "Oh, that's actually an interesting take." Like,
Yeah.
there is, it's something you like, you don't like. Like, I would be annoyed with someone that said like, "Oh, like the real essence of watching a movie is like watching a ambiguous movie and figuring out the meaning for yourself." But if you do like doing that, it is enjoyable.
Sure.
Like I said, like as he's descending through the like factory, that's what I was found myself doing, like trying to figure out what it means and enjoying myself doing so. Uh, because there was like literally no story. It's just like you're watching this, you're seeing this world happen, and you're trying. I was like, you're trying to figure out what it means, like what it's supposed to mean. And you can draw different, like you just gave two different takes that like you could argue for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it was, while I was watching it, I thought it was pretty clearly like a bleak view of like modern industrial society.
Mm.
So like I think there is something for having this artistic vague movie that you can take different meanings from if you enjoy that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
My real problem is that one, like I don't want to do it for an hour and a half, and two, I don't think the middle part. I think it wasn't as good for that. Like it became very either completely meaningless, or there was like nothing to take from it, or they were just being weird.
Yeah. When it felt like work
Which you could.
to figure out what they were trying
Yeah,
to get you to do, it's like, okay.
Well, that's, you know, 'cause I love movies that have open interpretation like that, and you can, you know, make an argument for, you know, this meaning or that meaning. But at the end of the day, if it's not enjoyable to watch for the duration of the film,
Mhm.
then you failed in your just initial job. And now it is work to sit down and watch the movie through,
Mhm.
you know, through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
So,
you have to say that you need to do the work to enjoy a movie, then I'm out.
yep.
Like,
So without, I I think it could be done. I think you could do a movie like this even without dialogue, and it could work. But you need a narrative. You need a story, and this movie just doesn't have that.
I feel like even
Uh,
like the three of us could cut together scenes from this movie, add voiceover, and it would be fun. Like that would be a fun project.
Servo.
like legitimately, if it had kept going like it had in the first, him just continuing to descend through different scenes,
Yeah.
and I'd popped a gummy, I'd probably have the time of my life.
Yeah, I did immediately think
Me
like,
too.
is this what acid's like? And then didn't want to do acid all of a sudden. I like the idea that this
This
is
is not a movie to watch on acid for sure.
no, this
This is
is
the number one not recommendation.
this movie is the cause of schizophrenia. I'm
If
pretty
you-
sure.
Yeah, if you want to actually lose your mind.
Yeah. Go down the K-hole forever. How many, let's think. How many
Oh God.
holes in the head out of 10 do you give this movie? More holes the better.
I was just gonna say,
Mhm.
what direction?
How many
Mm.
explosive briefcases?
Ooh, I like that one.
Mm,
How many boom booms do you give this one? How many
How
shitting
many
electrocuted boys?
electrified shitting, yeah, going down the gullet of a single head representing society.
5.
I
give
want
it
to.
5 out of
I
10.
want to say 4.
Yeah, that was close.
I want to give it 5.
Yeah.
A
5
for effort,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's so weird because it's just that dichotomy between how much I want to praise how beautiful it is in its own grotesque way, um, but just it's just I was bored.
I do have to change my mind. I gave it
Yeah.
a 4. And I put it one above Dave Made a Maze and one below The Wolfman and Venom Last Dance.
You put this above Dave Made a Maze? That's crazy to me.
Visually more exciting to me because I've seen Dave Made a
think
Maze
it-
twice. So on my second watch, it didn't hit as hard. I think this on the second watch would probably be the same.
yeah, I think it goes to the depth. Like, I even as we try to talk trash, I'm like, I kind of want to watch this at least one more time.
Parts of
like
it.
at least parts of it. And I don't need to watch Dave Made a Maze again.
No.
It
was
was
cool.
cute.
Yes.
This is interesting.
Yes.
I put Megalopolis above both.
That's not surprising from you, but fair. I think I put
See, that's exactly, it's Megalopolis has those vague things, but it's trying too hard to like it's trying and failing too hard to put its own meaning on it.
It's proving how
So
smart
it
it
doesn't
is, but
succeed
it's
in
not.
that, or exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie's just like, I made this. Like, if you can be smart about it or not.
This movie doesn't care if you like it, whereas Megalopolis
Yeah, I'd
really
say
thinks
that.
you should like it. Yeah.
It thinks you're stupid if you don't like it.
Right.
I don't think Megalopolis thinks that. I
It's
don't
'cause you
think
like it.
Coppola. I don't think Coppola cares at all what anybody thinks about Megalopolis. I think he
Well,
just
I
wanted
think
to make.
the
That's fair.
characters in Megalopolis think you're stupid if you don't like Megalopolis.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
What was their name? Flashdance Macabre or some stupid shit like that.
It's Aubrey
Wait.
Plaza.
Platinum
Star
something.
Platinum. No, that's
Platinum.
JoJo's,
No, yeah, you're
isn't
right.
it?
No, it sounds fake, but that is the correct name.
It's Platinum something. It's Platinum Kabam or something like that. We're all Googling it.
I typed STA and it came. Oh wait, no.
It's
there's-
Wow
You're right.
Platinum.
That is JoJo's Bizarre.
Wow,
Wow,
Platinum.
Platinum. That's right.
Cool.
Someone say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There is a Star Platinum in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I recognized it.
I don't know what the hell that is, but you keep saying it like I should.
So JoJo's is an anime. I couldn't get into it.
Okay.
I started it. It was super weird.
I really haven't watched it either, but it's one of the most popular anime.
And I hear a lot of, oh, you have to get to season 2 or season 3 or whatever season they say is good.
Again, if they're like, you got to put in the work, I'm like,
Pass.
Yeah.
but you've been good from the start.
There's too many good shows by episode 3 for me to get 12 into this and decide if I like it
And
or not.
also, I won't skip.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
yeah,
can't.
because
Yeah, what if you missed something?
yeah, I've heard that too. People tell me just start at whatever season is good, and I'm like, no.
That's stupid. That's blast. That means
I'm
your
gonna
show's not
start at
good.
1, get 4 episodes in, be like, this sucks, and quit watching.
6 times, and then be done. All right. Do we miss anything about Mad God?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know anyone in my life I would recommend this movie to.
Even like the other people on this podcast, I'd be like, you're fine.
I'd recommend it to you too, and that's it. Be like, yeah, check
I'd
this
say
shit
like
out.
watch it, but I wouldn't say you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
I'd just like it's like a heat
Here's
check.
what you said. You said this is my pick. This is my judge me and my movie taste based on this and Iron Man 2.
Ooh, maybe that's a good game. Would you stake your movie cred on this movie? Absolutely
No.
not. Yeah,
No, of course not.
that's a great question. I'm putting that on the doc. That's a
That is a
keeper.
good question because sometimes I would recommend a movie to somebody, but I wouldn't say I'd stake my credit on it.
Right. Like, am I going to be like,
Is your cred that you're good at recommending movies
Yes.
they'll like, or
Yes.
is it that you're good at recommending good movies?
that you're good at recommending good movies? Sorry, that's better.
Like I would say my cred for recommending a movie to people who aren't on this podcast is like I can tell them like this is a fun watch, this is a good movie, you will enjoy it, like different things about different movies.
Sure. You can shoehorn it.
A movie I would stake my cred on. If somebody watched it and they didn't like it, I would say you're wrong.
RRR.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a different thing than I was thinking, but also a good one to
If
consider.
if they say it's not a good movie, they're wrong.
Yeah.
So RRR, Everything Everywhere All at Once, In Bruges, Paprika. It's probably up there for me.
Dune 2.
Dune 2.
I don't strictly agree with RRR.
You're wrong.
I'm saying I
You're
enjoyed it.
wrong.
No, I like it,
I know you
but
did.
I don't think if someone doesn't like it, they're definitely wrong.
I do believe that wholeheartedly. It was
well.
the best 3-hour movie I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen
I
Oppenheimer.
think I agree. I think it was the best long movie I've ever seen.
And it had some of the best dancing I've ever seen.
I listened to that song fairly often.
Too many times.
Like I fully agree that I love RRR, but like I would not feel the same behemoth. Like if someone watches everything, actually I've had this conversation. If someone doesn't like Everything Everywhere at Once, I'm like, we're probably not going to be friends. Like I doubt I like you.
Yeah. How about this? Would you buy this movie on 4K Blu-ray?
No, actually,
Absolutely.
I had the option. So
why
weird.
Mad God?
I asked what the movie was because every week by the way, if you're unaware, I forget what the movie is
Yeah.
by like Friday or Saturday, and then I have to ask, what
AKA
was the movie we're supposed to watch?
2 days after the podcast.
Yeah. So then Ben tells me, and he's like, you can watch it on AMC Plus or this other thing. And I'm like, neither of
You're
those
like,
things
okay,
exist.
YouTube, bring it up.
So I go to Prime, and Prime's like, all right, you can rent it for $4 or you can buy it for $6. And
Yeah.
I rented it, and I'm glad I did.
Yes. That's okay, so that's like another tier.
That was there's one movie that we did that I remember Ben bought it and I was like, I really regret not buying this.
Yes. Are you upset that you didn't buy?
I have it
versus
for
rent?
12 more hours if you guys want to watch it again.
I have my AMC Plus subscription for another 7 days if you want to watch it.
Oh, there you go.
I do wish they let you rent it, and then if you want within the rental period,
Yes.
you could pay the difference to buy it.
That would be nice.
I would have a small collection of movies on Prime if that were the case.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd have a medium collection actually.
Oh shit, dude. Talking Burger King medium or fucking Wendy's medium, yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Remember that Wendy's?
Nuts.
It was from a couple of years ago. Wendy's, this stuff came out on social media that all of their drinks were the same size.
Yeah. Is that true? I feel like I always was
It was just people
proven
doing
wrong.
stupid social media bullshit,
Classic.
and then it went viral.
I'm one of them dummies that would fall for that. Did obviously because I had to ask about it. So yeah, those will be our new tests for a movie. Are you upset that you didn't buy versus rent this digital movie? Would you stake your movie cred on this movie? And would you buy this movie on 4K Blu-ray? Those are like the levels, I think, of like how good a movie is.
Last one's gonna be tough because I would never buy a 4K Blu-ray.
Why?
I don't have a problem with that. I just don't have a Blu-ray player and don't care to start a collection.
Oh, it's so fun. They're so much better than digital.
My Blu-ray player is my PS5. I don't
Same.
know if that's 4K or not.
It is.
Okay.
Dolby Atmos even. So
Well, there you go.
my 9.3.3 Sonos setup can.
What's the
take advantage.
0.3 after?
So the first one is this way.
Number of speakers. Yeah.
The second one is sub. And
Yeah.
The third one is up firing. For 3D.
Still don't know what that is.
Like in the movie theater when it sounds like there's rain above you, they do like that. That's
Isn't that down firing?
Well, it depends on where it's coming from. If it's coming from
Probably
the
sounds
front sound bar, it's up firing. In my case, they up fire and they bounce off the ceiling and then they come back to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I technically have like a 7 point. I think the one might be the sub 7.1.3. I think I have.
Oh yeah, I see the setup here.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. I have.
Do you have the soundproofing weird foam stuff?
No, I got a hallway basically for a basement that works pretty well. We have like an L couch, 77-inch OLED TV, the Dolby Atmos Ultra Arc soundbar, and then 2 Sonos One behind us, and a sub by the corner of the TV. It's dope.
My brother's finishing his basement,
Ooh.
and so he's putting in a theater.
Nice.
And I went with him to this audio place, and they had a setup for their demo room. Literally the best sound I've heard in my life in that room.
Cool. Probably like $30,000 for the whole
They
thing.
give you the quote for the room.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm guessing it was more than that because of what he quoted my brother just for his home.
Yeah.
But in that room, because he had like that, it looked like the eggshell carton but foam,
Yeah.
just in random spots on the wall, and he's talking and all this stuff, and I liked him because he was an awful salesman. He was just genuinely an audio nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was just cool to listen to him talk. And then he's like,
This is the cheapest I can accomplish this for you.
he's like, so he says, go stand over here and clap. And we did, and it's okay, it's a clap. And he goes, now go stand over there and clap. And it was weird because it was so flat. There was no echo.
Whoa.
And those sound absorbers absorbed. So it just this weird thud when you would clap.
That's cool.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, and that's good, and it's optimal because of this and that." And I'm like, "Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
This is sick though."
Go outside so I can listen to this.
Yeah.
What was the demo they played for you? Was it a movie or a song or?
So we had my 1-year-old nephew
Okay.
with us, so we couldn't play anything scary or
Blowing
so
eardrums.
we just did nature sounds. But even that
Ooh.
was sick,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
nature
that's
documentary. And my nephew was freaking out, looking all around, looking for the animals.
That's when I know I've made it. Is when Owen thinks there's other people in the room. That's when I know I have a good sound system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mad God. Cool movie.
Sure.
Probably. Yeah.
Mad God.
What was better, the song Mad World in Donnie Darko or the movie Mad God?
Donnie Darko song.
Yeah.
I don't remember Donnie Darko.
It's okay.
I saw it far too long, and so I don't remember that song. I just know that it's better than this.
Mad World. It's basically what you just did.
Yeah, I know that song. I don't think of it as a Donnie Darko song.
It's like the song at the end of the movie as they're like seeing if Donnie's gonna die or not.
Spoiler.
I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is now
Whether it
old.
was going to happen or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't tell you that the plane crashed on him. 2017 movie draft is our game of the day because I forgot to make one until we got on. So here's how the game works. We have a list of movies that came out in the year 2017 on IMDb. We have to pick 6 movies, snake style. One of them is most Oscar nominations. One is most Oscar wins. One is highest box office. One is highest Letterboxd rating. One is the highest number of Letterboxd reviews. And one is lowest Letterboxd rating. Jake, you won last time. No, I did.
Yeah, I was ahead until the last 2 categories, and then I got
Yeah.
destroyed.
So I'm going to pick last. Jake, where do you want to pick?
Did you take out the bonus point because Jake complained, or did you forget?
Oh, I forgot to put it. Yeah, bonus point. If what was it on? Letterboxd rating?
If your Letterboxd rating movie is an IMDb top 500.
250.
250. Okay.
Okay. Jake, where do you want to pick? I'm picking last. I'm getting the turn.
I'll take middle pick. I've never done middle pick.
Well, Nate's going to go first. All right, movies released in the year 2017, Nate.
I wish I was looking at this and not like being annoyed at the top of the list.
What, It?
Yeah, just not
It's a good movie.
thrilled. Like, I'm not just like scoop up It for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like the other number ones were like obviously take the number one.
This is the first. So the other 2 lists that we looked at, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe all these great movies came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one I'm looking at and I'm like,
This is a tough one.
I'm gonna go on personal preference and figure it out later and say Get Out.
Get Out for Nate.
Nice. Okay.
Good choice. All
It's the best movie I saw in the first 10.
right. Okay. Jake?
I'm gonna take Star Wars because it's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I'm sure that will fit in somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find a place.
Certainly gonna be a good box.
I'm gonna knock out nominations right away, and I am going to take. Let me make sure it's there.
Should have said 9. I didn't scroll to 10.
I swear I saw this a second ago. Yeah, I'm taking 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri as my nominations. And then for box office, y'all are silly. I'm going Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I hadn't gotten that far either. I was having big regrets as I started to scroll lower. I still think Get Out's the best movie said so far, but
3 Billboards, sir. Martin
I liked Get Out more.
McDonough.
Yeah, we not all just come when we hear his name.
I'm sorry you're inept in that way. All right, Jake, you have Star Wars The Last Jedi. What's your next pick?
Logan.
Ooh, that's a good one. The R-rated Logan. Nate, you have Get Out. What's your next pick?
Yeah, Now I'm picking which Marvel movie I want for box, and like wondering if it won't. It might beat you. I'm gonna take Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh, good choice. Spider-Man:
Uh,
Homecoming. Okay, and
I'm
your
actually
second
gonna
pick.
take. I'm gonna take Thor: Ragnarok too, 'cause it might.
Wow,
And I'm gonna decide which one's the box office later because I think they're both good movies too.
good
This
choice.
was the. This was a good year for Marvel.
It was
Maybe the last one.
because there was a Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man, Thor,
Guardians 2 was good bad,
well,
but
Guardians 2. Yeah, Thor:
so
Ragnarok, reviving Thor, redeeming Thor.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
Uh,
really what did it.
Jake, what's your third film?
I'll go ahead and get an Oscar winner here, Shape of Water.
Yeah, that one sucked. Shape of
None of us liked
Water.
it. And we all know it got awards.
I couldn't finish it. I rented it and didn't finish it.
I never saw it.
You're not missing anything. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm looking. Okay, I'm gonna go with lowest rating, and I'm gonna pick Downsizing. I remember people hated that movie. It's Alexander Payne, I think, and it was Matt Damon, and like the trailer looked good, but then it turned out it wasn't at all like the trailer, which is always a good sign. Oh no, I just saw one that would be worse. Oh well. And then for Oscar winners, boy, I don't know if there's any left I'm sure about. I'll go Dunkirk. Ugh, I don't feel good about that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it won Best Actor. I don't think it
Oh.
won Supporting. It might have won Director and Screenplay tops.
I was gonna pick it for noms at least.
Yeah, that's a better chance of that actually. Jake, what's your next one?
I'll pick my lowest letterboxd rating. I don't even remember this movie being made, and mostly I just want to see you read some of the letterboxd reviews. And I want to say Baywatch.
Hell yeah, let's go.
That's gonna be rough.
Really good. All right, Nate.
Oh. All right, I will take Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
I think that actually did pretty well.
Yep.
And I think bad reviews is there's actually a lot of choices.
I know.
I think I'm gonna take The Mummy.
Oh, that's a strong choice for lowest.
That's a really, but there's like a bad Pirates movie. There's a bad Transformers movie.
Yeah. Since you've all picked lowest already, I was thinking about Justice League. I saw that was on there.
I did see that too.
I
think these might be legitimately worse.
Yeah. Is it my last two picks already?
I think so.
All right.
Wait, you went last. I think I pick right now.
Oh yeah, you do. You're right. I'm all backwards, but I think I got it.
Okay. I'm just seeing what things I have yet to fill in. So I have a Logan and I have a Star Wars. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going for
Tough call between those two.
Yeah.
and give me Wonder Woman.
Okay. Jake takes Wonder Woman, and he gets another.
No, it goes to.
No, you get two. Or was that your second?
I'm in the middle.
You
So I
are in the
never get
middle.
to.
He only gets one at a time. Ben gets his last two.
I'm so good at this game.
Jake gets his last one. I get
All
my
right,
last
so I need highest rating and number of reviews. Boy, there's a lot of options here for both. I'm gonna go highest rating Coco because it's one of Owen's favorite movies, and I think a really good movie. And then for rating count,
Does Owen have a letterbox account yet?
yes, yep,
Ah.
immediately gave him one.
And his age, get his karma up.
Yeah,
Like, this is my greatest gift to you, son.
here you go, son. This has so many positive, great reviews.
So
Number
many
of
hot takes.
yeah. Number of reviews. Nobody's taken it yet. I'll go it. Okay. Jake. Did I miss one you picked? No, I didn't. You got one more.
No.
So you have Oscar win, you're putting Shape of Water. Lowest rating, you're putting Baywatch. Still to choose, you have Star Wars Last Jedi, Logan, and Wonder Woman.
Okay. Give me. All right. Put Wonder Woman in count.
Okay.
Put Logan in highest.
Okay.
Then Star Wars in box office.
Yeah. So all you have left is Oscar
And-
nominations.
Put Beauty and the Beast there.
That's an interesting
I'll take
choice.
that.
I thought that was
Interesting.
going to be one. So Nate has Blade Runner at Oscar win, Spider-Man at box office, Thor at highest, Get Out at the number of reviews, and The Mummy at lowest. Nate, what's your Oscar nomination?
We're gonna say "Call Me by Your Name."
Call
I
me.
had no idea if it did well in the Oscars or if it was just an indie darling.
I think you got two of them for
Alright.
sure. All right. So let's go by Oscar winners first. We're going to go with good old Shape of Water, which I know won at least one undeservedly. Best Picture.
You figure if you win Best Picture, you're gonna win a couple more.
You know, you'd hope so, but this movie maybe
Has
not.
that ever happened? Actually,
Sim design,
Don't know.
just only winning best
has
picture.
anything only ever won Best Picture?
I don't think
I'll
so.
do background while Ben looks for counts.
Grand Hotel won the Best Academy Award in 1932, but did not get any other nominations.
Damn, not even a nomination.
No, nothing since 1940.
It's like it's all working together.
They really got it figured out since then. Okay, so Shape of Water had 4 Oscar wins. That's pretty good. Not looking good for the rest of us.
I think that's probably good for a normal year, right?
I think so.
Like I know this last year. Well, how many did Honora take? 6.
6, yeah. They swept, basically. Blade Runner won 2. That's pretty good.
Surprised with that much. I kind of regretted it and threw it in there of all my choices.
Same.
I was thinking that was kind of your throwaway.
Dunkirk got 3. Sound design always gets that one.
Nice.
All right, so Nate got
easy dub for
1,
Shape of Water.
Jake got 3. I got 2. Moving on to Oscar nominations. Jake picked Beauty and the Beast.
Gotta have best costumes,
Boy, you'd hope so.
and then I don't know what else. I
Nominated
don't even know if they'd count as a song.
nominated for 2 Oscars. Best achievement in costume design and production design.
Oh.
Not bad. Call Me by My Name. Nate's pick. Call Me by Your Name. Excuse me. That one was nominated for. It won 1. How many was it nominated for? Let's see. 4. Nate's now in the lead.
Yeah.
Timmy Chalamet for leading role.
Ben's about to be so
Screenplay,
mad.
motion picture, and music for Stefan Stevens. And my pick, 3 Billboards. I think this one had 6. It won 2. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Editing, screenplay, music, performance, motion picture. So I'll take my 3 points. That's
Fair.
5. Jake will take 1. That's 4. And Nate will take 2. That's 3. Next up, box office. Nate chose Spider-Man. Which one was that? Homecoming. Came in at number 5. $334 million. Jake had Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. That was number 1. $517 million.
Nice.
Number 2 was...
And people will tell you that movie's bad.
I think it was the best of the 3 new ones.
Agreed.
Yeah. Beauty and the Beast was number 2 with $504 million. Wonder Woman, number 3 with $412. And number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guess with you building up your little drama.
$389 million. So Nate got 1 point, brings him to 4. Jake got 3 points, brings him to 7. And I got 2 points, bringing me also to 7. So Nate needs a comeback. It won't happen.
I was curious, and I Googled all 3 box office and got excited because Spider-Man Homecoming wins worldwide.
Oh, yeah. I do that.
Ah, interesting.
It's America, baby.
Hell yeah.
Domestic. Okay. Highest reviewed movie on Letterboxd. First up, we have Logan. Came out in 2017. It is 4.12. Next up, we have Thor Ragnarok.
No way I'm beating Logan.
I mean, 4.12 is pretty high. This one is a 3.71.
Higher than I thought.
Honestly, yeah. And finally,
Ragnarok.
Coco, 4.12. Nate, tell me what the tiebreaker should be.
Ooh. No, you remember you can highlight it and get a more.
I'm on it. Weighted average of 4.12 for both.
Interesting.
What's a fair tiebreaker, Nate? Or should we both get 3 points and you get 1?
I feel like a fair tiebreaker would be
another rating. I feel like
another rating.
IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes.
I see.
Well,
I think if we go with another rating, it should be Rotten Tomatoes because we pulled the list from IMDb.
Do you want to do audience or reviewers? Tell me audience, right? Because that's what we're basically doing.
Yeah, audience.
I say audience.
Probably more important.
Oh my god.
Watch them be the same.
I also would have suggested review counts because I think a higher or the same score with more reviews is more impressive.
Well, Coco was double.
I would say you would have regretted it.
Yeah.
I do think it's not an unreasonable tiebreaker.
I do too.
Yeah.
Coco audience was 94. And
you're screwed either way.
Logan.
Ooh, actually, 90. Logan was very high.
91. Dang, really close.
Okay.
All right, so I got 3 there. Brings me to 10. Jake got 2, brings him to 9, and Nate still getting 1, brings him to 5.
Yeesh.
Nope.
Bonus point, top 250.
Oh yeah, bonus point. Let's check. I'm pretty sure
Now that
mine
I
is.
Considered that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, and I regret it. There's no way.
I'm almost
possibly any
positive.
of them.
Coco's number 72.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Logan is number 211. And
The rich get richer.
Thor Ragnarok. There's absolutely no way. No, not listed.
No way.
Cool.
Any of the Thors?
That's a great question. Let's see.
It's the best one.
Is it?
I gotta assume the original Thor is rated the highest.
I would also assume that. There is no Thor. It only came up in my recently viewed when I searched the webpage. Okay. So now we're on to count. Number of reviews written on Letterboxd. This is always an interesting one because it's who's talking about the movies, you know? So Nate, Jake, what was your pick? Wonder Woman?
Had Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman has 966,000 reviews. Nate's pick of Get Out, great pick. I bet that's in the top 250, Nate. Actually, it has a 4.15 too. It would have been ahead, and 3.23 million reviews.
Damn.
That's really good. And finally, my pick, It, from 2017. How many reviews did it have? Oops. It had 1.86 million. So by more than almost double, Nate takes that one. Followed by me,
For the record,
then Jake.
I may not know how to play this game, but I have my finger on the pulse of Thor sentiment. Thor Ragnarok is the highest. Thor 1, 2.8, Thor 2, 2.2, Thor 3 Ragnarok 3.7, and Thor 4 Love and Thunder 2.4. I think I probably could have put those in order.
Yeah, I think you could have too, actually. That's pretty dead on. All right, now our favorite. Lowest rating. Let's start with Baywatch. I'm going to redo one first before I tell you what the rating was. Ooh, not great. Let's see. We're going to go to reviews like we always do, and then we sort by review activity. Sometimes I used to eat sand as a kid for the crunchy, salty taste was the #1 review for Baywatch. If Alexandria Daddario punched me in the face, I would say thank you. Also, The Rock calling Zach High School Musical threw me into another dimension.
That's pretty good.
That's
a little positive.
It is. Someone did a
Right, I'm starting to get worried.
An ASCII image of a middle finger and said, "Yeah, it's bad." That was pretty cool.
It was like
lost art.
Yeah, it is.
I remember like rolling my eyes and then hearing like it's better than you think. Like they knew it was stupid.
Yeah.
When everyone who made it knew it was stupid.
I feel like anybody who went in that movie thinking this is going to be good probably had a problem. Let's see. The Mummy's reviews. I haven't given a number yet on purpose. Review activity for The Mummy. It's a good thing I had to pee for 75% of this because at least I got to feel something. 90 minutes of horribly directed action interspersed with 20 minutes of rambling exposition. But hey, Russell Crowe turns purple at one point.
Hey, I like the second one here. It is so goddamn weird that Tom Cruise is in this movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. And people really think Netflix is killing cinema. That was another one. The Mummy. And finally, Downsizing. I already saw The Mummies. I don't think any of us are beating that, but we'll give it a try. Nope. Okay, good.
Know how to pick a loser.
Yeah, you really do, Nate. You crushed that. Downsizing review activity #1. In this movie, people go from big to small, and incidentally, this movie also goes from good and interesting to pretty bad. Wish they could shrink the runtime.
I didn't know this movie until I looked it up. It's like I did watch this movie, and it was fucking weird.
Yep, it was not what people expected. Downsizing has 2.37, Baywatch 2.26, and running away with it, The Mummy 1.9. So I get 1, that's 14. Jake gets 2, that's 13. Nate gets 3, that's 11. Boy, Nate, you came close. But winning once again.
I feel much better about the end result than I did halfway through that game.
The 2017 champ, me with 14, Jake just behind with 13, and Nate tried his best with 11. One thing I did forget to do with Mad God was read you some of the Letterboxd reviews. And these first 2, I think, are all I need to say about this movie. 5 stars. Commits to the bit at an inspiring level. Fair. I'll give you that. 4 stars. Congrats to Sid from Toy Story on his first feature.
That's great.
Not as great as all of you listening, though. Thanks for listening. I'd like to thank my guests for joining us. Nate and Jake, as always. They're both out of frame, but hey. If you are new here, you can follow us on.
Your frames.
Very tiny.
I was like
It's
Over
really
here.
tiny. Yeah, they're really tiny. Nate's gonna blow up your television. If you're new here, you can follow us on Spotify, Apple
Watching
Podcasts.
this on TV.
Routine from Mad God.
It is.
You're right. Wee.
If you're new here, you can follow us on Spotify,
Oh God.
Apple Podcasts, anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you do listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. If you're watching us, hey, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@RamenCinema. You can leave a comment on what you'd like us to talk about next. We're always going to leave you, as we do, with reviews. This one's actually from my wife. She watched the movie Heart Eyes on Netflix. It is a slasher rom-com. And she said it's so good she's watching again today, and she just watched it yesterday. So, Heart Eyes, Netflix.
Nice.
Slasher rom-com. It's like self-aware slasher rom-com, so like kind of Scream style. So yeah, give it a try. Netflix. Heart Eyes. Jake, what do you got?
Nice. Well, I'm gonna mention two that have been previously mentioned, but thematically, because one is about to come back and one is going away.
Oh,
Wheel of Time, I've talked about before. Just got the axe. Amazon said no more. So real shame. Made it 3 seasons, each season better than the last. Unfortunately, they were hoping for a Game of Thrones style successor. They tried it with Wheel of Time. They tried it with Rings of Power. They have not yet found it.
Yeah.
But so I enjoy what's there. The 3 seasons. I'm gonna be reading the books. I guess. Got to know what happens.
Oh, there is a book series. You can like get some closure.
Yes, there's a 14.
Famously large book
Yes.
series.
Oh,
It's 14 books.
pass. Are there audiobooks? And are they 24 hours apiece?
I don't know. I'm guessing they're pretty heavy. It's fantasy, right?
Yeah, fair. Okay.
My other recommendation, I've talked about it before, the live action One Piece on Netflix.
Yeah.
That one's on a brighter note. They announced season 2 is coming in just a couple days.
Hell yeah. I did just see that.
Finally.
That's awesome.
Oh, we can rewatch. We can rewatch the first season now.
Yeah, you better binge it. I think it's literally June 1st for the new
We finished
season.
it in like 2 days before, so
Yeah.
we all set.
So yep, season 2 of that is dropping.
Nice.
The season 2 trailer and it's it's based off of a long running anime series and manga, so it's not really a spoiler.
Mhm.
They're adding the next Straw Hat to the crew.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
The Tin Man.
Jake was about to say something. Maybe spoilery.
Is that a bit, or do you know anything about One Piece?
No, I have no idea.
I feel like Jake was like, actually not far.
It was a
off."
bit. It was a bit. Nate.
I don't really have anything because
Thank
I
God,
have
'cause
just
you
been
recommended Mad
binging
God.
Because he
Dropout.
recommended Mad God. He said, everybody watch this movie. I swear by it.
Not only have I bought it on 4K Blu-ray, I bought a 4K Blu-ray player to watch this movie.
Just to watch. I'm gonna burn it after I.
Yeah,
watch
I'm
Mad
throwing
God
it away.
4 times.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, I've just been binging Dropout. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, it's worth getting a subscription. There's so much on there, and we were watching Game Changer, which is like a very popular show. But I have this week just been listening to seasons of D20. I've listened to 2 whole like D&D campaigns
Wow.
from D20, and they're so good.
That's that.
Really good stuff.
I watched a Smarty Pants episode with Hank Green where they do
I
like
watched that.
the presentations, and his was about how they should do a standardized ordering for the grocery store. And
the Chewy decimal system.
go look it up. It's on YouTube. It's about 8 minutes. It is unbelievable, and I want that to happen in every grocery store now.
That's the only episode of Smarty Pants I've seen. Not for the Hank Green one, which was amazing,
Yeah.
but because I'd seen clips of the another one, where a guy was just a fucking lunatic. If you watch that episode, or did you just watch
Just
it?
that clip. Yeah.
Okay. There's another one on that episode where the guy is just like suggestions for improving society. It just makes like 5 completely random things. He's just doing it for comedy.
Okay.
Like,
Was one of them sex should be illegal?
yes.
Okay, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's really good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He cuts to like right after that, he just cuts to homosexuality should be illegal, and then he was like, "This is an example of hate speech, which is what we don't want." But he clips that scene.
It's so good.
Yeah,
that's
he
great.
was hilarious the whole way through. I don't even know the guy's name. I've never seen him on Dropout or anything before,
Nice.
but he was hilarious.
Great.
A couple of full episodes are creeping onto YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love to see that. Give me that
But
free.
yeah, also we're like halfway through the entire. For the record, you get Dropout for like a couple months because there's so much good stuff, but like if you're binging it, like watching it
Yeah.
while you're working or something, you go through it in a couple months. But
Yeah.
we're like halfway through the Game Changer episodes, and everyone is great, and everyone is better with full context
Nice.
than the clips that I watched, which I've seen like 2 or 3 great bits from every episode, and I'm still fully enjoying every episode.
Hell yeah.
Well, I also bet it's kind of like in Taskmaster, right? In any given episode, the comedians just develop their own running bits,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so you need that for the full context.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agreed. Great recommendations. Great episode. Meh, movie. We'll see y'all next time. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema.
I'm happy with that review, honestly.
Yeah.
We got away with that.
Yeah.
Later.